YouTube. Good evening, YouTube. Good evening, guys. Welcome. Hope everybody is doing well. Earlier, I went live this morning, but we're gonna dive in right now. Uncle Mark, big up yourself. Thanks for blessing up the live straight through the door. Zane, yeah man, big up yourself, man. Big up yourself. Right, that's so.
It's now a muggy work in the country.
Let's go to it, guys. My reaction.
Good morning, Jamaica. Thank you for joining us this morning for another press conference from the Office of the Leader of the Opposition. Today, we're talking about the spark that isn't sparking. Across Jamaica, communities were given hopes that after over 10 years in office, this JLP administration was finally going to do something about the road network in the country. Those hopes have been dashed because, according to the latest report from the National Works Agency at the last sitting of the PAAC, the government's progress can be rated low at about 26% of progress in almost a year and a half since the program started.
Antonio.
So the Spark program was estimated to cost between $40 to $45 billion.
Donna.
And constituencies were rallied around the country in 2025. And as you know, 2025 was a special year, an election year. And so communities were organized.
Jamaica, when are you going to stop being deceived by the Jamaica Labour Party? They be doing the same thing over and over again. I want to fall for it. Spark program was an election deception. Let's continue.
Into town halls, into school auditoriums, and told that they could select 10 roads of their choice. And they would be fixed because the government had yet another acronym, SPARK, that would bring relief to their roads. Now we're told by the NWA that perhaps someone put the horse before the cart because roads that could cost 10, 15 billion maybe, constituencies were now being told they had 300 million perhaps to do the roads in their constituencies. So not 10 roads, maybe 5, maybe 6, maybe 3, maybe 2, based on the budget that has been assigned to the constituencies. Let's take the case of South St. James, which is in the parish of St. James, naturally. There are 5 constituencies in St. James. When we look at the report submitted by the National Works Agency at the PAAC about 2 weeks ago, we see a constituency that has been left behind while the 4 others are taking some steps forward. 10 roads were identified in South St. James for reconstruction on the Spark. But the gash is only in one road, and that is the Brissett Road. That's the only road out of the 10 roads that has seen any work at all under the Spark program.
Jamaica. Just because it's a PMP, how you doing, Pebbles? Just because it's a PMP MP, that's why South St. James was ostracized from the Spark program. And I am not apologizing for that statement, and I'm not retracting it. Let's continue.
And when we say work, we mean the road has been dug up and it's now a muggy bog. So people can't even use the road because no work, not sparking on even Brissett Road. The other 9 roads in South St. James, nothing on going for them. Because
so them dig up the road and mash it up even more. Mighty God.
to this date, we were asked as the representatives to submit liaisons for this road, for all 10 roads, and not one of the liaisons submitted have been contacted by the contractors. So to say that the opposition is really pouring cold water on the Spark is really saying too much, because the truth is the Spark never sparked to begin. Today we have some representatives from across the island who want to speak with you about the progress of Spark in their respective constituencies. And do not believe for a moment that this, because they're here, it means that these are the only constituencies where we're having challenges with Spark. Today we will hear from the Member of Parliament for Central Westmoreland, Mr. Dwayne Vaz. He will tell you what's going on there, protests, roads not moving. We will then hear from Miss Heather Miller. She's the MP for Western Hanover. She will tell you about Spark and the big plans they had for Lucy, but they're not allowing them to reprioritize the roads. We will then hear from MP Omar Newell over in Central St. Mary. He's had a few problems. You've heard from him recently. He will give you more details today. And then to close out the team for today, we have Dr. Kenneth Russell from Southeast St. Anne. And boy, he will tell you, Spark, not Spark. Please help me to welcome MP Dwayne Vaz.
Good morning, everyone, and good morning to all listeners. Let me begin by making it absolutely clear that the People's National Party is in no way or form trying to undermine the Spark program. What we're about is accountability and delivery. The people of Jamaica deserve to see real, measurable outcomes and not shifting narratives. And what we have been seeing since the Spark program was announced, continuous shifting narratives and delayed outcomes. So we really need real answers as to what is really happening. And the problem really started from the beginning. And as was stated by the CEO, E.G. Hunter, the roads were selected before the estimates were actually done. So when you put this into context, what really happened is that you have an allocation for Spark. You decided that each constituency should get a particular allocation, which was $300 million at the time. You also stated that constituencies should choose 10 roads. So when the roads were selected, what should have been done? The estimates should have been done at that point in time. So some priority could have been put in place. So persons could know exactly what was happening and how many roads could actually realistically be done. And what could have happened from then is that persons would have chosen roads that could have fit into the particular budget. But what we're seeing now, we're seeing constituencies, for example, in Eastern Westmoreland, where Dr. Dayton Campbell spoke of earlier, was that his roads, the total cost was actually over $1 billion. But the allocation was 300, which means he has a shortfall of 700, which now makes it difficult because now they have to prioritize as in how many roads of the 10 can actually be done. Yeah. So what we're seeing in some constituencies now is that 10 roads is a impossible situation. Some may get 6, some may get 3, some may get 2. We don't know what the situation is at the particular moment. And the minister continues to change the narrative as he goes along. Because even at the Standing Finance Committee, he continued to say that it will be 10 roads. But in his last statement, he declared that it's going to be 6. So what is it? Is it 10? Is it 6? Is it 3? We don't know what is happening. And even my own constituency, where work has started on 3 particular roads. But when we spoke to the contractors, because work orders were issued for others, they advised me that those work orders, even though issued, no designs were there for them. So I'm trying to figure out how can you cost a road without having the design? Because the design should be done first before you can know exactly what will need to be done on that particular road for you.
Jamaica, the man will work back way. The man them a work back way, Jamaica. Simple and plain. Like up this life for me, please. And share it with 20 people. Let's go.
To have a costing for it. So the entire thing has been messy. It has been in shambles. And the government just needs to come forward and explain to Jamaica exactly what the truth is and how we move forward from this. There have been other complaints from other members of parliament, especially about the worker compensation situation. And the minister seemed to have just thrown it or brushed it under the carpet. He's asking for proof. But what I'm asking the minister is that what kind of proof are you asking for? There is no formal system that these persons are being paid through. So they don't get pay slips. They don't get direct deposits to their account. Most of these persons are paid in cash. So I'm not sure what kind of proof the minister is asking for, but he cannot.
Jamaica will see how they're deceiving. People say, people now get paid, right? And them a cry out. And the minister talking about, where's the proof? When him knows that the people them don't get no pay stub, then get paid in cash. When you see how them lie and wicked and, hey, let's continue.
Just throw it under the carpet because these are legitimate claims. And remember, these are our people who are out there working under this program, and our people are the ones who are suffering. So the governments must stand behind our people and ensure that it is fair with whatever compensation that they are getting. In closing, I want to say the government continues to speak about politics anytime they're asked to be accountable. And I've noticed this trend from this minister. I've also noticed this recently from the Minister of Local Government, where whatever you ask for, they try to twist it to be politics. Well, we're not about politics when we're speaking of the people, because at the end of the day, we want to ensure that transparency is there, that you have proper accountability for the resources that are being spent, and we want the people of Jamaica to be the beneficiaries of whatever is done.
Simple. Well said, Bossy. Well said.
Good morning, Jamaica, and good morning to the people of Western Hanover. Before I delve into the issues surrounding Spark, I want to bring to their attention the deplorable conditions of the roads in Western Hanover. Daily, persons are complaining. I speak of the mother who told me just yesterday that she had to make a choice between driving her car to drop her child to school versus putting the child on a bike because her car cannot pass it. I want to talk about the breakaways, the numerous breakaways in Western Hanover that's causing quite a few issues. The breakaway in Kingsale going to Dias. That breakaway has been there for several years. And what you find is that members from the NWA, they visit. They come with you, they visit. I've been on more than one visit to the particular location. The breakaway is getting worse. And so it's an exercise in futility because nothing happens. I want to talk about the breakaway that's in Grange. This has been there for over a year. It has been reported. The NWA again visits. But what happens? While we wait, there's a young child that fell over in this breakaway.
What?
There's a man coming from work that his car went over. While we wait, there's a mother that's traversing, a pregnant mother that's traversing on a road and who was in distress. She went into labor and lost her child.
Wow.
A journey that would have taken...
Jamaica, on here. This really pissed me off. I'm telling you right now. That really pissed me off. The child going over in the precipice could have, you know, that could have been very, very serious. The man with him car. But a pregnant mother, a child that has not come in this world as yet. Because of the terrible road conditions. Because of the terrible road conditions, ladies and gentlemen. Mighty God. Wow. Jamaica, when are you going to stand up? Susie, what's up? When are you going to stand up and say enough is enough? So because this didn't happen to you, you think it's you can make excuses for the government? That's why I don't respect nobody that calls into programs and make excuses for this government. Nobody. All the labor rights them with the online that is defending the government, you need to be quiet. If you don't have anything constructive to say, shut up. You sound stupid when you come online and try to defend this government. Real stupid. I'm telling you, it's incredible. The audacity of these people, ladies and gentlemen, to try to attempt to actually defend the government. With what, and this is just the Spark program I'm only talking about. You know. There's many other issues. There's many other issues that they have failed. But you see, now the road conditions, the people them block the road, but the road needs to fix. Them can't just block the road alone. The road needs to fix. You understand me? The road needs to fix, man. My God, man. These people, bro. It's not done, you know. At this point, I don't even, they are beyond done. Odin, at this point, they are, Odin, a long time, no step on my YouTube page, you know. How you do? You stop watching on YouTube. Anybody on my YouTube, murder one up on my YouTube than TikTok. Me no want me YouTube people them left and come over TikTok. Me much TikTok people them come over me YouTube. My TikTok is not monetized like that. You understand? Yeah, so oh my God, my bad, y'all. I just messed up.
Into labor and lost her child. A journey that would have taken 15 minutes to get to the hospital was over an hour and a half. These are the real issues that are existing on the ground in Western Hanover. Why?
You think you can PR? You think they can PR them way out of them? These type of thing. Them can PR them way out of this in Jamaica.
Wait. Why wait until a mother has lost her child to fix a breakaway? Why wait until a motorist falls over a breakaway? We need the government to act now and to fix these breakaways that are happening. As it relates to Spark, there are numerous concerns. I hear my colleague from Westmoreland mentioned a few, but I want to raise some serious concerns regarding the delay and slow pace as it relates to Spark program. Over in Western Hanover, we were told that there were 10 routes that were listed. To date, only 2 have started. I want to find out, what are the timelines relating to this? When will they be completed? We're also concerned about the poor communication as it relates to the contractors, when they're coming in, when they're starting, who do they tell? There is a very weak communication as it relates to the agencies, the contractors, the MPs, the constituents. What you're finding happening is that the contractors come in, they start the work, they leave, nobody knows, the workers know, the MPs don't know. I make reference to East Hanover. MP Perkins is not here today, but over in Top Hill, contractors turn up, equipments were there, but what happened? They moved the equipment without notice. Now the residents are concerned. They're blaming the MP, that the MP moved the equipment and the work is not starting, but the MP knows nothing about it. Over in Ruglan, they started the road. The contractors opted and just moved. It was after intervention that I'm told that yes, they are coming back. But this disregard for the residents, the constituents, when they start, it is too much and there needs to be intervention. Further, as it relates to challenges being encountered by the contractors,
Ryan.
Contractors are out.
Salute, Ryan.
They leave, nobody knows, the workers know, the MPs don't know. Contractors, when they're coming in, when they're starting, who do they tell? There is a very weak communication as it relates to the agencies, the contractors, the MPs, the constituents.
And this has been a long-standing problem, you know. The Jamaica Labour Party doesn't want to engage with the PMP in any capacity. You understand? I believe they are not confident in the way how they are operating and doing, executing these tasks, these programs, and, having the PMP involved in any capacity, even communication-wise. I believe that they are afraid that the PMP will expose them. Because they don't play straight, ladies and gentlemen. This government of Jamaica, the Jamaica Labour Party, the anti-honest-led administration, they don't play straight. They have a lot of cut corner and all of these things about them. You understand? So, when you look on that now, say, boy, They really don't want to have that situation like that.
Two have started. I want to find out what are the timelines relating to this. When will they be completed? We're also concerned about the poor communication as it relates to the contractors when they're coming in, when they're starting. Who do they tell? There is a very weak communication as it relates to the agencies, the contractors, the MPs, the constituents. What you're finding happening is that the contractors come in, they start the work, they leave, nobody knows, the workers know, the MPs don't know. I make reference to East Hanover. MP Perkins is not here today, but over in Top Hill, contractors turned up, equipments were there.
Listen to this.
But what happened? They moved the equipment without notice. Now the residents are concerned. They're blaming the MP.
Yes.
That the MP moved the equipment and the work is not starting. But the MP knows nothing about it.
Jamaica, this is some diabolical stuff, you know. This is almost like they're trying to sabotage the People's National Party. And I'm happy. And I'm happy that they are so vocal about the issues that are there. How do you bring the equipment to start the program? And then in the middle of the night, like some thief, move the equipment, Jamaica, without any explanation. And I'm not saying in the middle of the night they did that. I'm being sarcastic. I'm being funny. But the way how she described it, I mean, no, the MP doesn't know what's going on. But guess who the people blame? And it's the same thing. I see a pattern in that area. It's as if they want to suffer the people, right? And then have the PMP MPs taking the brunt of the blame from the ignorant supporters and some of the plants, the JLP plants that are in that area. That's the game, you know. Jamaica want to see the game. This is the game that the Jamaica Labour Party is playing with people's lives. Right? The people them literally lost everything and they are playing games, Jamaica, with people's lives. David, how you doing? Curious, how you doing? Big up yourself, you know. I'm telling you, man, this is some diabolical stuff, guys. This is some diabolical stuff from the Jamaica Labour Party. The equipment come and it just disappear, and the MP is not contacted, nothing at all. It is his call. Government in fear. Roger Gallimore. I don't understand what that means, but big up yourself. I'm going to be painfully honest with you. I don't understand what you mean when I say that. Maybe there was a typo error. It is his call. Government in fear. I don't understand that. In fear of what? We have Pamela. How you doing, my baby? Yes. Your teddy bear is on camera today, though. I am not on camera today. Big up yourself, Pamela. I hope you're doing well. Roderick, big up yourself again. So we are hearing some serious this is egregious, right? This is terrible representation from the Jamaica Labour Party on behalf of the people of Jamaica. This should not be happening. Let's do this.
Over in Rugland, they started the road. The contractors opted and just moved.
Just move. Mighty God.
It was after intervention
Yes.
that I'm told that yes, they are coming back. But this disregard for the residents, the constituents,
Yes.
when they start, it is too much.
Mhm.
And there needs to be intervention.
Yes.
Further, as it relates to challenges being encountered by
And you know, I blame the government, but you know who I blame more? The citizens of Jamaica. And you know who I blame the most? The laborites that support the Labour Party. And you know who I blame more than them? The persons that didn't vote, that support the Labour Party. Because anybody that didn't vote, you guys were integral. You guys were super important to this government being in power. And the fact that you're still silent after seeing them in power and you're not raising your voice in concerts, well, you say you can't go back home, Pamela. Mighty God. Well, Pamela, all I can say is continue supporting the good vlogger them. I want to encourage you to become a member of this platform and everybody else as well. And remember, the super chat is open, the PayPal is open, the Zelle, the Cash App, all of that. All of that. Anything you need, link me. My number, I can give you my number if you want to have it. If you don't have it already. Let's continue.
Being encountered by the contractors. Contractors are out there fixing the roads, and what happens is that there is a damaged pipeline that delays the process. There's no communication between the contractor and the agencies. So the water is there wasting, the contractor is delayed in fixing. Further in Hanover.
You mean water where people not have? Water where so much people need a waste? Because of this thing, that only compound the situation, make it worse. Jeez and peas, no man.
In Western Hanover, there's a problem with water shortage. So over in Malcolm Heights, the contractor.
So in the same area, in the neighboring places, them have water shortage, but water is being wasted because of lack of communication and lack of good execution by the government and boy, I tell you, hey, this Spark program, no man.
The work is delayed because there's no water.
Wow.
And and it goes on.
Mighty God.
There's also the question of changes.
Share the live, guys. Share the live.
The program appears to be rigid and does not allow for changes based on practical realities and urgent community needs.
Are you guys hearing clearly?
Even where logical adjustments are suggested, it does not happen.
Wow.
Let's take the example of East Avenue in Lucy. Everybody knows when you're passing through Lucy Town, there's significant delays.
Yes.
It's worst when the rain falls. You're stuck in that traffic for over 4 or 5 hours.
What?
The suggestion was made to...
Yo, any traffic you're stuck in for 4 or 5 hours and it's not a freeway or a huge highway and there's some type of accident or something, what caused that? Like a major accident, that don't make no sense. In nowhere does that make any sense, Jamaica. Nowhere does that make any sense. 4 or 5 hours, yo. Mighty God. Big up yourself, Pamela. Thank you for the donation. Thank you for the donation to the super chat. There you go. Respect. Thanks for the love, baby.
Fix the corridor from East Avenue running into...
All of my moderators, make sure to show Pamela some love. Yes, anytime you see the donators, donate to the super chat. Shower them with love. You understand? Yes, we have to encourage the donators, okay? Thank you so much, Pamela. I appreciate you.
Cemetery Road. This road connects to Malcolm Heights that they've already started fixing. Now, this is practical.
Yes.
This is a solution to the town of Lucy that is always, there's a backup of traffic.
Right.
This is the only alternate route.
Right.
When there is a backup in the town of Lucy.
Oh, Rajic said fear of their own policy, which is none. Mighty God. So Jamaica, Hanover has an issue with traffic. And then there is only one alternative road, but the road is not fixed. You want to listen to this?
However, what we're being told, that it's set, it can't change.
What?
They've already assessed it. Now, I raise the concerns. Why is it so rigid? Why is it that the previous MP was allowed to choose roads or make changes? Why is it on those changes cannot be done
Yes.
by us as
Yes.
MPs. It's practical.
Yes.
It's realistic.
Yes.
It's an alternate solution. Yes, we have heard about the bypass, that there will be a bypass solution, but we heard about it in 2016.
Yes. No, Jamaica. There's going to be a bypass. I heard about it in 2016. I know it's 2026. 10 years. And it has not manifested. No, something's got to give, you know. That is practical. Something has got to give. That's practical.
And the spark is not sparking.
Mm-hmm.
When will we get that bypass? So in the meantime,
Yes.
why not fix the alternate route?
Exactly.
Which is East Avenue to Cemetery Road. It's on.
We are calling on the government to fix East Avenue and Cemetery Road. Sylvanev, I want big old piece of slackness in the Sylvanev. My honorable member, you know, big up yourself, you know. I want big old piece of slackness, this, you know, brother. The one alternative route the man them refuse to fix, but yet still the actual project where them have to build a bypass has not materialized after being promised from 2016. Come on, man. Come on. Come on.
Why not? There are questions about prioritizing.
Mm-hmm.
How do you prioritize and assess roads that you start fix within the 10?
Yes.
I want to ask the minister.
Yes.
How will they deal with this issue?
Yes.
There are roads that have been prioritized that they're low in pop.
You know, before she goes on, you see me see the government come out and try to use the old argument of bad mind on September 3rd gone already. I think the Jamaican people would be within their right to lose their minds. Yeah, man. I believe that this argument of the Jamaica Labour Party has gotten old. That they want to suggest that the People's National Party is bitter because of September 3rd loss. And every time they do their job as the opposition, that is the argument they put out. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, I think the Jamaican people need to lose their minds if they hear that crap anymore coming out of their mouth. Because these issues that are being raised in this press conference are a lady lost her child because of the road. That is not bad mind. That is the government being incompetent, evil and wicked in not fixing the road them to prevent those types of situations. And Jonas was the one that came out and said that we have a road crisis. And what you think Hurricane Melissa did? Further compound the situation, pile on it and make it worse. So when the PMP come out, when they come out and they do these press conferences to call and hold the government accountable. Oh, here's the key, mommy. If you're looking for it. I don't want to hear. You was looking for it? I don't want to hear nobody, right? Come on and say, oh, you know, them bad mind, it's because they lost it. Shut up. Island girl, how you doing? Pee-wee Raquel. Whoa, that Pee-wee Raquel, that name caught my eye. Hi, Raquel. Why you call yourself Pee-wee Raquel? That's crazy. Anyway, I needed that laugh. Right? Man, these people are something else, bro. These people are islanders, big up. These people are something else. Maybe Pee-wee is the man and Raquel is the girl. You never know.
Population versus rules that are
Kanzi official. Hey, we got. Hey, listen. I got one of my Splash Digi friends in the building. How you doing, Kanzi official? Where you from again? Africa? Remind me.
Number of persons. I'm told that the total constituency budget under the program is approximately 297 million.
Mm-hmm.
The estimated cost for the selected roads is approximately 292 million.
Yes.
So I ask, roads that are being prioritized under Spark with low population size and usage, why not look at roads that are alternate routes and a better value in terms of money and costs?
So the issue in Hanover, Jamaica, is so dire that she's saying, so you guys have these roads that you are prioritizing. It costs 290 something million. The budget gave you 273. Why not look at the alternative roads that would be cheaper to fix, but as effective in terms of mitigating and helping to ease the pressure of traffic in that area? I think that makes a lot of sense. Pamela said that's the reason why I lived in a country where they would sue the country for losing their child. I'm telling you, the government needs to be sued. This lady needs a good lawyer that lost her child because of the bad roads, was put in distress. These people are out here telling the people that they should go and have children, but the roads are unaliving the children because of the length of time it takes to. Hey, me tell you something, man. You see Rastan Iron, I want to salute that brethren. The man has done such an excellent job. For those who are listening to Rastan Iron and Colin Bell show and other programs, even Conrad O'Brien program he's on the radio, right? His own program. For those who are listening to him, the other day, a little madman come on the live talking about, the government, the most important thing to a country is security. Security what? Is multiple amount of things. If the road them don't good and somebody pregnant, I need to go to the hospital. Or they got shot and they need to go to the hospital. They got injured in a car accident and need to go to the hospital. It jeopardizes their chances of living. So how can you tell me that security is the most important on top of the list? Rubbish. It's infrastructure, it's all of it. The roads, everything. Jamaica, I kid you not. The way how Jamaica is running right now, we cannot afford to get sick. We cannot afford to get into an accident. We cannot afford to have no regular experience. We have to pray to God send none of them something they don't happen to us, because we might likely not make it because the road is not good or the hospital is not equipped. You don't have enough chair, you don't have enough medicine. All of it. It's an absolute disaster under the Jamaica Labour Party. Can you imagine a lady decide to have a child and lost her child on the road going to the hospital? It took her over an hour instead of 15 minutes because of the road conditions, Jamaica. What kind of excuses? Where's the humility of the Jamaica? They need to come out and apologize to the people of Jamaica and stop having this prideful stance as if they're running the country well. They're so proud and smirk and smug. More got slap that smug off of them faces, man. The man them wicked and evil, you know, man. If anything hurt me, man. The lady have her child, man, and pregnant, man. The man them say we have a problem with children coming into the world in Jamaica. Right? Nobody wants to have any children. So you can imagine a person that's pregnant, you would think that the government would make sure that they put things in place in a way to prioritize these individuals that chose to bring a child into this world in Jamaica. And the man them have the road them so bad, and his neglect is not even like from 2016 till now, bro. The man they make promises to do this and do that and it don't. Yo, Brethren, me said that part there, the press conference really hurt me, bro. I tell you the truth. It really hurt me. I don't know why the Jamaican people them only so selfish and only care about themselves, brother. I don't know why them so selfish. These people are not protecting the women, they're not protecting the children, born and unborn, and they're definitely not protecting the men. Definitely not protecting the men.
There's also the concern about routes shifted, or it's a question whether or not these routes are shifted. I want to use the example of Q, from Great River Bridge to Q. We're told that it is under Spark 7 or 8. No, I'm not sure if we're at work order 2 or 3, but it's supposed to be under work order 7 or 8. Why not prioritize that road versus a road where there's a community or persons, the population size is very small. I speak of Chigwell over in East Hanover, where persons are literally moving out of the community because of the flooding. Why spend the money on that road instead of looking at the road from Great River to Kew? This road requires rehabilitation. A mere patching will not suffice. It requires rehabilitation. And so I ask, and I'm seeking clarification, whether that road has been removed from Spark and whether this temporary patching is in lieu of that road being fixed on the Spark. The people of Western Hanover and Hanover deserves better. The people want to know. We want better coordination between the agencies. We want better communication with the MPs. We want
Like and share the live.
Spark was supposed to be the solution.
Please.
But Spark is not sparking. The people of Western Hanover want to know, why wait? Why wait? Thank you, Jamaica.
Big up yourself, Miss Edda. Very well put together speech. You know, speaking on behalf of the people.
I start with a simple premise. Bad roads kill communities.
Simple.
And I have a number of communities in central St. Mary that have been dying because of the unsafe condition of the roadways.
Wow.
So communities like Preston Hill, Hampstead, Islington, Marlborough, Essex, these communities, Tremolesworth, and I could go on and on. These communities are dying.
Wow.
Islington has a high school, one of two high schools in the constituency, 3 primary schools. There's no safe way in and no safe way out.
Mighty
So
God.
as a lifelong resident of Islington, I attended the Spark consultation in May of 2024. At the consultation, we were told that 10 roads would have been selected on the Spark based on the consultation. And upon leaving some months later, we saw 10 roads listed on a site that was managed by Minister Morgan's ministry. 10 roads with no condition. So we left expecting that the Thompson Town Road would have been rehabilitated, that Esher Avenue would have been rehabilitated, that Captureland would have been rehabilitated,
Right.
that Albion Mountain would have been rehabilitated, and several other roads. After being declared a candidate for Central St. Mary, Member of Parliament Guy, a former MP, reached out regarding the naming of liaison officers. He was told to name liaison officers for 2 roads which would have been priority roads. These roads work started on in March of 2025. Excavators rolled in, teams rolled in, they started excavating the roadway. In April of 2025, the liaison for Killancolly reached out, indicating that, to his surprise, the teams were ready to begin laying asphalt, even though there were pipes, long-standing leaking issues under the ground on
What?
NWC's delivery.
What? Jamaica, are you hearing this? They were ready to lay pipes, although water pipes, they were ready to lay asphalt, although there were pipes under the road that had leaking issues. Amoy, how you doing? What the hell? Tommy, big up yourself. What the hell is this? Patsy, big up. No, man, let me play that again.
Excavators rolled in, teams rolled in, they started excavating the roadway. In April
Yes.
of 2025, the liaison for Killancolly reached out, indicating that, to his surprise,
Yes.
the teams were ready to begin laying asphalt, even though there were pipes, long-standing leaking issues under the ground on the NWC's delivery
Wow.
piping system. And so he said the community was threatening to call in the media. And I agreed, because we were getting nowhere. The member of parliament was getting nowhere. The liaison was getting nowhere. And so when the media rolled in, Minister Morgan went on media and indicated at that time in May of 2025
Yes.
that it was already known that piping was a part of the Killancolly project, and as such, he was disappointed that the representative had not informed the residents.
Wow.
Now, in May of
Jamaica, want to hear that? So what did they do? They used the spin game and the blame game on Omar Newell to say that, yes, we are aware of the piping and he should have let the people know. So basically, they tried to make it seem as if that Omar Newell was politicizing the issue instead of doing his duty to hold the government accountable. I want you to see the deception, ladies and gentlemen. We'll play it again, I want you to listen to what the man is saying carefully,
piping system.
Mm-hmm.
And so he said the community was threatening to call in the media. And I agreed because we were getting nowhere. The member of parliament was getting nowhere. The liaison was getting nowhere. And so when the media rolled in, Minister Morgan went on media and indicated at that time in May of 2025.
So this time, Mr. Omar Newell was not the MP, it was Mr. Guy. So Mr. Guy was communicated with Mr. Omar Newell. And he said, yeah, man, we have to call in the media, man, because, this thing is ridiculous. Right? May 2025, Listen,
That it was already known that piping was a part of the Killancolly project. And as such, he was disappointed that the representative had not informed the residents. We are now in May of 2026. And up to last week, when it rained, people were still driving into Killancolly and into Chemolsworth, experiencing significant delays because of a ridiculous amount of mud on the road. When it is hot, when it is windy, the dust is a nuisance. And this is a project that Minister Morgan indicated as far back as May of 2025 that it was already known that pipe work would have been a part of it. So I have questions.
Mm-hmm.
If it was known in 2025 or prior
Yes.
that pipes would need to be laid in Killancolly,
Yes.
why did work begin? Why was the road excavated when pipes were not even yet in Jamaica?
Mighty God.
And if it was known that pipe work was a part of the Killancolly project,
Did he just say pipes was not in Jamaica? Hold on. Wait.
that it was already known that pipe work would have been a part of it. So I have questions.
Yes.
If it was known in 2025 or prior
Mm-hmm.
that pipes would need to be laid in Killancolly,
Yes.
why did work begin? Why was the road excavated when pipes were not even yet in Jamaica?
Wait.
And if it was
Wait.
known that
Pause.
pipe work was a part of the
What the hell is going on
Killancolly
here?
project, why 15 months later? Why is it 15 months later, only after a press release was dispatched? Only as a
Jamaica. I don't think you guys heard what the man just said, The man said, from May 2025, Nestor Morgan, he went in the media and said, well, they know that piping is a part of the program, so he's disappointed that they will have taken it to the media. Right? So that is a chess move to make the PMP look like they're politicizing something. So he's being deceptive, being a liar. A bold-faced liar. And you're telling me, ladies and gentlemen, that after the fact, right? After he said that piping is... Move, listen to this. You hear me? The man in build a road, excavate a road, in a St. Mary, in a Islington, right? And that is enough. The man might excavate one place, a road in St. Mary. But there are old pipes under the road where a leak. Listen me now. And they might asphalt the road. And the man them block the road. Call the media. Hey man, call the media last year. And say, how them fi do that and the pipe they want to fix. So Nestor Morgan come out in the media May 2025 and say, I am disappointed in the People's National Party because they know that piping is a part of the project. Meaning said they know that we are going to fix the pipes. When he made that statement, there were no pipes in Jamaica, The same type of pipe them when they need to put it on the road. They were not even in the island. When the man they start asphalt the road, the pipe them never there here neither. And the result now is in 2026, May 2026, this was today. The people in Islington have faced the road challenges of a muddy road, right? And then when the place dry, I be a dust and affect the people health.
That's sick.
No, them man they need them. I say, hey, I want God back them up in one corner, you see, man. I got me a call to defense, you know. Because them man are diabolical, you know. Yankee bless what you deal with. Big up yourself, my general. These hypocritical, inhumane politicians, I couldn't have said it better myself, sir. My goodness. So this issue went from Mr. Guy in Islington to Omar Newell. It changed MPs. This is how dangerous the Jamaica Labour Party is. The issue changed from MP to MP in the opposition. So because it's an area that, I have to say this, because it's an area that the JLP did not win, they may suffer in the people. This is the game they're playing. This is the game, the dirty, nasty political game that the Jamaica Labour Party is playing. The Andrew Honest-led government. Disgusting. Absolutely disgusting.
Nowhere. The member of parliament was getting nowhere. The liaison was getting nowhere. And so when media rolled in, Minister Morgan went on media and indicated at that time in May of 2025 that it was already known that piping was a part of the Killancolly project, and as such, he was disappointed that the representative had not informed the residents. We are now in May of 2026, and up to last week, when it rained, people were still driving into Killancolly and into Chumolsworth, experiencing significant delays because of a ridiculous amount of mud on the road. When it is hot, when it is windy, the dust is a nuisance, and this is a project that Minister Morgan indicated as far back as May of 2025 that it was already known that pipe work would have been a part of it. So I have questions. If it was known in 2025 or prior that pipes would need to be laid in Killancolly, why did work begin? Why was the road excavated when pipes were not even yet in Jamaica? And if it was known
the pipes were not even in Jamaica and the road was being excavated. The same pipes that the man if you go under the road, yo, them man are dangerous, no brother. Them man are sick, you know.
Pipe work was a part of the Killancolly project. Why 15 months later? Why is it 15 months later, only after a press release was dispatched last week, that a team on Saturday went into the community with significant distrust from residents because they have seen many stops and starts over time? And I think, Minister Morgan, if you are going to take credit for the perceived successes of Spark, then the failures also rest at your feet.
Right there, sir.
We were promised 10 roads.
No, Jamaica, this is a fundamental flaw in the characteristics of the Jamaica Labour Party government. They will take credit for the least amount of things that they do. And when things fail, them say the PMP bad mind, them say them vex about September 3rd, them say all type of thing. I am telling you right now, if we Jamaican people allow them to continue in this vein, we should not complain about anything, you know, because ultimately we are the one that have to hold them responsible. I don't business at which government. We cannot allow them to have these type of excuses. You come and you make commitment, tell me, say, see there, 10 road in a Spark program is going to be fixed. 10 roads is going to be fixed. It ends up that is a pipe dream because you did not give us the important information to say, oh, well, you know, it depends on the budget. We really want to fix 10 roads, but if the budget cannot fix 10 roads, we won't be able to because we have not assessed those roads to price them to say, all right, this road is going to cost this. So when you just blanketly give the constituency or allocate certain amount of funds to to the constituency, right? And the funds can't reach the 10 road. You are to be blamed. If it did fix the 10 road, they would have come tell me, say, see there? Oh man, the JLP is great. You know, we see, we are the ones, we know what we're doing. Look at the roads. The roads are great. If the Spark program had worked Jamaica and the 10 roads were fixed, they would have added it to their achievements over the last 10 years to say, this is what we do. Our government, look at us. Well, let's look at you when you fail. Let's look at you when you lie to the people as well, equally. Because this is a blatant lie, come lie to these people, you know. The pipe, them not even there in Jamaica, and I know them cannot challenge. They cannot challenge Omar Newell. Omar Newell does not come out unless he has the facts to back up what he's saying. He does not. This man is he's what's the word I'm looking for? Methodical in his approach. He has a scientific approach to politics. If you notice his demeanor, Mr. Omar Newell, he only operates in facts. Who remember when he asked what's her name, Favour Williams, the question, and he said, well, you made an error when you guaranteed this, and she said, well, you know, we hope, and he said, we're hoping along with you, minister. He did not aggress her, you know? He uses her own words against her and agreed with her. She showed her own incompetence as a minister of finance, right? And he just pointed out the facts to show you that incompetence. That was an epic moment in Parliament, you know, when she said, you know, we hope. Man said, we're hoping along with you. Because at first, she came out and acted as if it was a matter of fact, and I am realizing that this is one of the most operandis of the Jamaica Labour Party. They come out and they make these grand statements about projects and programs, right? When they have not done the thorough assessment to see if it can actually materialize. And they get the people excited, and they go in the streets and they say, yes, go ahead and tell the world. Let the people in your place know, because we're campaigning for an election, that we have this Spark program and 10 roads is going to be. Jamaica only get can again. Only get can again. I am telling you right now, there needs to be, in my opinion, there needs to be a halt of government programs within the year of a particular administration. I believe the administration, if a program is not being done already, there should be no program starting in an election year, because the level of deception being used because it's an election year time and time again, I think it's disingenuous for them to start programs in an election year. We need to see the manifestation of programs that were already done for us to say, well, we're gonna grade you. You promised this in 2016 and you gave a timeline and you have met the timeline. That is good governance. That is good leadership. And if that's not the case, well, it's bad governance and it's bad leadership, and we don't trust it to run the country anymore, we're gonna vote the other way. This is how the Jamaican people are supposed to be operating, you know? It shouldn't be no die-hearted nothing, brethren. The man them should be held accountable based off performance. If they're not performing, not because of a green or orange, run them away. In at the polls, when you go vote, run them away, Lady Kiki, big up yourself. Stop suffering under the guise of being loyal to a party. Stop it. And of course, context matters in that regard. And I'm saying this because if your party is in power for 10 years and you have been voting for them for 30 years and they have not put nothing in place to ensure that whatever issues that you have and been advocating for over years is not relieved, we have a problem, Jamaica. We have a serious problem. We do. We have a problem.
Upon becoming member of parliament, it was brought to my attention that the 10 roads would have an estimated cost of over $800 million. But the budget for the roads in central St. Mary under Spark is $272 million. So my question is, was this 10 road just a part of a narrative to win votes?
Brother, that's exactly what it was. The question, the answer is in the question. Kleptocratic and nepotism, Pamela. The answer is in the question. The Spark program was an attempt to win votes. The $32,000 promised on your outside never lie. Big up. The $32,000 on your actual you know your minimum wage. That was also an election strategy to just lie to you and get every vote for them. And some of you guys fell for it. What a damn shame. Mighty God.
When can the people of Esho and Captureland and Thompson question an estimated cost of over $800 million? But the budget for the roads in Central St. Mary under Spark is $272 million. So my question is,
$272 million versus $800 million. Zane, them not even give them half of the money what them need to fix the road. Them even allocate that. Peer chatting, no action, Pamela. Outside, big up yourself. Thank you for that. They give. Right? Oh my God, I'm sorry. Booting say, you know, pull. Right? 800 million. That is needed. And that's 272 million then get. The man them never serious about building. The man them never have no real commitment to building the road. Them peer chattings.
Was this 10 road just a part of a narrative to win votes?
Yep, that's what it was.
When can the people of Esho and Captureland and Thompson Town and Albion Mountain and other communities in Central St. Mary expect their roads to be fixed? Because the people of Trinity Land, Albion Mountain, Thompson Town, Haywood Hall, Captureland, Guava River, they are all counting on the word of the government. And if you can't trust the word of your government, it really doesn't make any sense. I want to say one final thing.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. Mr. Newell, it don't make no sense. We can't trust them, brother. They have proven to us time and time again, so we can't trust them. Alright, that's the thing there. No joke.
If I'm permitted. In January of 2025,
yes,
Prime Minister Holness visited the constituency of Central St. Mary
yes,
to hand over a home in Albion Mountain. We invited him to take a tour of a collapsed bridge in Albion Mountain, which connects the community to the main road. In fact, it connects the community near to all the essential services, the fire, police,
wow,
all of them, the hospital.
Wow.
Their alternate route is to drive through the congested town of Port Maria.
Wow.
This was in January of 2025.
Wow.
I've been asking, and I've still not received a timeline.
Yes.
When can we expect the Albion Mountain Bridge to be replaced, the Trinity Bridge to be replaced, so that communities such as Cox Street and Albion Mountain can be connected? The residents contend that a house that recently burned down could have been saved if the fire truck didn't have to go through the congested town of Port Maria.
Oh my God.
That is one. The second question, there's a...
Mighty God. So somebody lost their house, thank God they never lose them life. Because the fire truck had to drive through the congested town instead of go over that bridge. Wow. Wow. So the decisions of the Jamaica Labour Party government is literally costing people property and lives. Unborn babies dying in labor because of the road conditions, house being burnt down because water trucks can't access. When I tell you, so you literally cannot get sick in this country. Yeah, if God is not on your side, Jamaica, if God is not on your side, the amount of chaos that can happen to you under the Jamaica, this government really have some levels of demons that follow them, you know. It's like the man named curse, brethren. The man them a walk with some curse, some spiritual curse, and just everywhere, all over the land. If it's not one thing, it's the next. Mighty God, yo. So a lady lose her baby because of the road. This a person that lose them house because of the road. No bridge. and from January, and all the man is asking for is a timeline. So I want you guys to let that sink in, you know. A timeline has not been set for the bridge, you know. Oh, then just pass Nara. So then can build the bridge in a 3 month then. Or 4 or 5 months. Yes! Then I just pass Nara. But them not focus on that. What them a focus on? Government building. For build parliament. Yes.
Fording that leads to Marlborough. On that same trip, we invited and showed the Prime Minister the cavity in that fording that had reduced the fording to less than single lane traffic. The Prime Minister looked at it on the same day that he saw the Trinity Bridge and indicated that it would be easier to have the fording fixed than the Trinity Bridge. I've asked questions in Parliament in October, I've asked in November, I've asked at Standing Finance Committee, and I am yet to hear from the Prime Minister what are the plans as the responsible minister to have the fording that leads into Marlborough fixed so that we don't have to worry. You talk about going to bed and waking up with your windows and door open. I want to wake up without being concerned that the cavity will cause the fording to collapse and somebody will have to be rushed to the hospital. Thank you.
Wow. Wow. And I mean, the man is reasonable. The man is practical. Right? The Prime Minister said, it's easier to fix the fording than the bridge. But why the fording not fix it? Why it don't fix? Given the severity of the situation. What? Why am I telling you, man? Hey, Jaja. Mr. Kenneth Russell.
Good morning, Jamaica.
Good morning, sir.
I want you to travel with me for a moment.
Dion, how are you doing?
To a community on the top of a hill.
Yes.
Served by a winding road. At least that's what it used to be.
Yes.
But now washed out and looks more like a riverbed. Loose gravel.
Wow.
And hardly any asphalt present. And imagine you have to traverse that road daily, whether you're going to church or school or coming from the supermarket. And in addition, imagine now that the taxis have said we are not going any further on this road because it's just destroying our vehicles.
Wow.
Now, that could be probably
Hi, Chantel.
in this country. Now, that the taxis
Ashley,
said
what's up?
we're not going any further on this road because it's just destroying our vehicles. Now, that could be probably any community road in this country. But in this case, this refers to Johnny Spring in Higgintown in my constituency. The challenge with this
guys, get the likes up for me now and share the live. Thank you.
road is that there was also a promise.
Chantel, you have to take my number, man. Subscribe to my YouTube channel. Take my number. Yes. You can send gift on YouTube too, So if you get the TikTok notification, how would building a parliament when the people need homes, hospitals, schools, and roads? Hey, may I tell you?
A promise that was sold to the
Thank you, Chantel.
that on the Spark, this road
Lady
would be one of
Andrea.
those that would be rehabilitated. And I tell you what, we were
Chantel reached level 13 on the fan club. What's up, Beth? Bless you, bless you, bless you. UMO Mobile, big up.
given dates before the hurricane. And since the hurricane, we've had not just one, not two, not three, not four, not five, but at least 6 start dates. Those
Jamaica,
dates-
you hear that? The man gets 6 start dates when the road them for begin. And there has been no beginning of the fixing of the road. Let me play it again.
This road will be one of those that would be rehabilitated.
Yes.
And I tell you what, we were given dates before the hurricane.
Yes.
And since the hurricane, we've had not just one, not two,
Not 3.
not three,
Not 4.
not four,
Not 5.
not five.
Hey, Mr. Kenneth Russ, they sound like LeBron James when they go out the heat. How many rings you gonna win? Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6. And the man say, whoa, 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 calm down, sir. Yo, peer promises, fam. No delivery. You know, I want to big up Chantel. Chantel is on a very consistent supporter of the platform. Level 13, that's huge on the fan club. As a mother, how you doing? Constantly supporting. Chantel, big up yourself. The word is love. You hear that? Yeah, man. David too, you know. David is a quiet man. David, they are work right now. And just they are going to do him thing on a help out. And from time to time, you see David just pop up and I be like him a job for me. And I send some gift and them something. So big up David, you know. The word is love, my brother.
But at least 6 start dates. Those dates came
And went. Wow.
Not even as much as the respect to say the delay is because of X, Y, or...
So, added to the fact that they made promises to Kenneth Russell's constituency to fix that particular road, 6 start dates, and then after the dates are done, you know, the Jamaican Labour Party treat the people like some skettle girl. And if you guys want to be continued to be treated like a skettle girl, wanna go and work with the Jamaican Labour Party, because I don't know what else to tell you now. This is how you treat a skettle girl. You string her along, you give her promises, and you know really business whether or not she figure out so you string her on. You see me I say? The level of disrespect, Jamaica. The level of disrespect. That is how the Jamaican Labour Party treat the Jamaican people. Like some skettle girl, like a prostitute. Can't fix her and tell her anything. You know what I mean? Them a pimp on out, bro. Lie to you and tell them say they're gonna do this and do that. 6 different starting date. And then silence. In a relationship, then call it ghosting. So you meet a girl, uno meet up, right? And then after uno meet up, you know hear she text you or call you, or she not hear you text her and call her. You ghost them. So basically the man them ghost Kenneth Russell. No communication to say, you know, we've had some issues, you know. So hold tight. I know it's been a long wait, but you know, so and so and so. Some type of explanation. The level of disrespect is that there's no communication. And I've heard this consistently from all of the MPs of the People's National Party. The government does not want to engage with them, Jamaica. They would much rather act as if they don't want to give them the respect that they were voted for. Them are germs. I read they say, boy, long to you know, they don't want to give them the respect that they were actually voted for. You think say People's National Party bit about September 3rd? It's the government that is bitter about September 3rd because the level of power that they had. They wanted it back or they wanted more. The same 47 seat. So they could have do anything they want to do and spit and laugh in the face of the PNP and the Jamaican people. But the Jamaican people have a formidable defender in the parliament. And they don't like it because they are showing them up as much as how people are chatting off them out and talk about the PNP now, this and that. Man, shut up. Respectfully, of course. Y'all need to calm down. Sometimes I wonder if some of y'all are labor rights that be saying that stuff. Real talk. It's not even constructive criticism at this point. It's just blatant bashing of Mark Jefferson Golden because of his approach. One of the man them do go burn down parliament. Commit illegal activities politically. Do you guys understand what diplomacy means and democracy? They have to act in the realm of democracy and legality and the Constitution. You understand? If you guys want another approach, you got with yourself as the people of the country. I don't remember a politician starting a revolution in no country because it look like that you know what. I'm just saying, I cannot recall a politician starting a revolution in a country. You know, when a politician does that, you know what usually happens to him later on down the line? His his or her power acquired is considered illegitimate by the world. You understand? And then outside entities, external forces, at some point down the line, is validated in infiltrating that country and taking out that leader. Because it said that they did not acquire power democratically. Just in case you guys don't understand. So I think that you guys are being a little bit too much on the People's National Party because you just don't like Mark Golding and some of you are racist. You don't like the fact that the man is a white man and I'm not going to stop calling out. I want to get on down the skin. I want to admit it like a good hospital. Big up Twins of Twins. I want you to admit it like a good hospital that some of you are racist against Mark Golding. And so his approach, you guys, oh, I'm soft. You don't know, Mark Golding is not a soft person. I can't tell you that. He's a disciplined person and a law-abiding person. He knows how to use restraint. You get me? Sometimes when I serve your tea hot, man, I serve it cold. Cold. You see how much room Mark Golding give the Jamaica Labour Party for hang themselves? From the hurricane lick, the man say, we are not going to take the approach and sound as if we are bitter towards the government. They say they're going to do right by the people. All we're coming out and doing is making some suggestions so they can do right by people even better. And that's exactly what the PMP did. And they watched and they observed. 6 months. They give them enough time to do the work and do the right thing by the people. And they have not done it. And you see how the PMP are turn up the heat on them now? Want to see how the PMP are turn up the heat on them now? Because there's no more excuses. Not even the labor right flag of them can come online and make the excuse. Them sound dumb and slow. Dunce. Anytime I see them try to defend the government now, they sound dunce. Nephew a call upon Colin Bell show talking about, oh, like him a try to attack Dwayne Vaz. I say, what the hell is wrong with this dude? In our interview, what the hell is wrong with this dude? How are you trying to put all the opposition accountable when it's not them running the country? I have never heard no craziness like that, bro. What are the limitations of an MP that his party is not in power? He is not, the purse is not open to him to make any real allocations. It's not his government giving allocations and deciding how much money them get and what them going to fix. The power is not, the MP doesn't even influence which road is fixed. They can recommend and that's it. Ultimately, the government decide. And you guys, blessings one debs. And you guys just, learn, bro. Stop it.
That, to me, reflects the height of disrespect which is shown to people in communities that are supposed to be served by a program that should bring hope, a program that is supposed to alleviate the challenges our people are facing.
Yes.
But for my constituency, there is a bigger challenge, a bigger problem that we have to confront.
Yes.
You see, Southeast St. Anne is home to 225 kilometers of NAA managed roads.
Wow.
225. And that is the most of any constituency in this country.
Really?
To add to that,
hold on. There's so much road there that the constituency? No, man, me never know that. Man, play that again. Me never know that.
For my constituency, there is a bigger challenge, a bigger problem that we have to confront. You see, Southeast St. Anne is home to 225 kilometers of NAA managed roads.
All right, so NAA managed roads is the road that the government have to fix. So they have the most government roads of any constituency in Jamaica? Wow.
225. And that is the most of any constituency in this country. To add to that, according to the NAA, over 80% of these roads require rehabilitation, not patching, serious dig up and fix back. None of that has happened in this constituency in the longest while to any road. There's hardly a kilometer of road you can traverse in my constituency without potholes. Now, if you talk to the people of Dunsville, they can hardly get in and out of their community. You talk to the people of Whitehall, they can hardly get in and out of their communities. If you try to go to 9 Mile from Alderton, they can even hardly make the trip.
So 9 Mile then a Southeast St. Anne's and I hope so Bob Marley. Hey, you know, it is so sad. Rasta get disrespect for every level, you know. A place like 9 Mile where you know say is a tourist attraction, my general. The road if you clean and paved, you know. Well proper, you know. Irrigation system all when rain a fall, people supposed to can travel up there, you know. I want to know, man. Hey Antonio, and like I tell you, know, me never know say so much a government road there in a Southeast St. Anne. Me never know that. Me never know that. Right now, the man educate me right now. May I tell you that?
Rehabilitation, not patching, serious. Added to that, bigger problem
Yes.
we have to confront. You see, Southeast St. Anne is home to 225 kilometers of NAA managed roads.
Right.
225. And that is the most of any constituency in this country. To add to that, according to the NAA, over 80% of these roads require rehabilitation, not patching, serious dig up and fix back. None of that has happened in this constituency in the longest while to any road.
Wow.
There's hardly a kilometer of road you can traverse in my constituency without potholes.
Wow.
Now, if you talk to the people of Dunsville,
Jamaica, political victimization once again. This is an area that is PMP dominated for years. For years. Yeah, they're not winning at their area there.
they can hardly get in and out of their community. You talk to the people of Whitehall, they can hardly get in and out of their communities. If you try to go to 9 Mile from Alderton, they can even hardly make the trip. But think also of Golden Grove Primary. In front of Golden Grove Primary is one of the worst pieces of roads in the constituency. When it rains, it's treacherous. The teachers, the students, they're risking their health and in some cases
their lives
to cross the road to get to school.
Wow, that's
that
crazy.
It's a
Jamaica. Imagine a teacher and a student risking their lives to cross the road, brother, for go to school. I mean, you know, this is happening too much in the country. Too much. You remember the bridge where Everald Warmington and talk about say if that are the only bridge in Jamaica? You remember when you see the student them across the part there so with the water in one bucket I go across the other side upon one string, literally putting their lives in danger just to go to school because the other route is so far around. It's ridiculous for them to take the other route to go to school, Jamaica. To the point that them take the risk, me until they say, hey, the government, yo, Jano youth, bridge. I don't think that bridge they fix all now, no? I don't think that bridge they don't fix all now, no? It's still in the stages of fixing. Remember me tell you that. Them here people are wicked here, man.
Not only affecting the students and the school, but the entire community. And so these issues make it really challenging, especially when these are roads that should be addressed by the Spark program.
Yes.
What Spark has done is created this heightened sense that hope,
something is gonna happen.
some relief
Yes.
is on the way.
Yes.
And it hasn't delivered.
Yes.
For the roads in my constituency, the 9 roads that are on the Spark program, the estimated cost is $2.3 billion.
Hey, that's a good point, Antonio. This government, the Jamaica Labour Party, removed the road maintenance fund. Yeah, they removed it. I have the document. I have the JIS screenshot when they actually did that. So the roads were not being maintained after that. And thus the result of what we have right now. That's a fact, Antonio.
2.3 billion. The allocation so far is 315 million. That's less than 15%.
Wow.
And to make matters worse,
Read that back.
the 9 roads that are on the Spark program, the estimated cost is $2.3 billion.
Yes.
2.3
Billion.
The allocation so far is 315 million. That's less than 15%.
315 million and a 2.8 billion. Come on, bro. Yeah, they're not serious about helping the people. If you did not give them at least $800 million, it wouldn't make any sense. Because 800 million is not even half of the money. I don't think 800 million is 1/3 of the money, much less.
By the Spark program. What Spark has done is created this heightened sense that hope, some relief is on the way, and it hasn't delivered. For the roads in my constituency, the 9 roads that are on the Spark program, the estimated cost is $2.3 billion.
All right, so 2.3 billion. Yeah, I was right. 800 million would not be half of the money. Yeah, 800 billion wouldn't be half of the money, you know. It would be a third. It would be a third. Little over a third. So if you gave them $800 million out of the 2.3 billion, right? Am I correct? Wait a minute. Hold on. Yes, I'm correct. 800 million out of the 2.3. 2 8s, 16. 4 leave and 3, 7 million leave. So it's over a third. A third would be literally $733 million. 1/3 of that money would be $733 million. So 800 million would be over a third. That would, come on, that's a start. Blessings are you doing, Vian Miller? But they gave them what? How much they give them?
Is on the way, and it hasn't delivered. For the roads in my constituency, the 9 roads that are on the Spark program, the estimated cost is $2.3 billion. 2.3 billion. The allocation so far is 315 million.
Come on, bro. 2.3 billion, and you gave them 315 million. That's leaving a whopping of $1.85 billion to be allocated for those roads to be fixed. Left. That's that. Come on, bro. Come on, bro.
That's less
Come
than
on.
15%.
Come on, bro.
And to make matters worse,
Come on.
the 315 million has been allocated for 3 roads. One has started. The other one has been promised, as I said, 6. And if I count the middle of May, which is the latest date we've been given, 7 potential start dates.
Wow.
Nothing has happened.
Wow.
Might be I should count the fact that signs have been put up saying caution, work, men at work, because the signs have been there for a few months, but no work.
The man them put up signs say men are at work, but no work is not being done. That is cold-blooded, bro. Yo, that is cold-blooded, bro. Wow. Yo, you can't make this up, bro. Nobody can tell lie on the government like this. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up, Jamaica. Caution, men at work, but there's nobody at work. What the hell can go so? For months, not 2 days, not a week, for months, bro. Come on, nah.
Has started.
Nah.
The other one, the New Hall Road,
Nah.
no work has started, and it too has had multiple proposed start dates which have not been met.
So out of the 3 roads that the money allocated to be fixed, 1 is up and down with it. Another one, for months now, You know, it's there with signs but no work, and the other one no work at all now going. Okay, all right.
So, Spark, which is supposed to spark hope and make our roads safe, are not achieving that at the moment. And so, the responsibility rests at the feet of the government.
Yep.
Our point here is that we want it done. Actually, if all 9 roads on the Spark program in my constituency are done, it would be less than 40%, just about 40% of the NAA managed roads. So it actually would still be a drop in the bucket. There'll still be a long way to go to actually make a serious dent in dealing with the road issues.
And so those 9 roads would accumulate to almost 40% of the roads in the area, and only 1 of 3 of those roads is inadequately being sorted out. Listen, man. When you measure, Irma said they must start cut ribbon yet. When you measure the performance of the Jamaica Labour Party, nobody can honestly say to me that this is acceptable. This right here is acceptable. There's no way. Mr. Cole, big up yourself.
But there are a couple other road-related issues which we have advocated on multiple times. These relate to breakaways, and you've heard my colleague MPs also speaking to these. There's a breakaway in Whitehall in the Blackstone Edge area, and that breakaway has reduced the road to single-lane traffic. Similar thing exists on the road to 9 Mile. A similar situation is happening in the Pedro River area. And there are other places where these breakaways have been reported, but no actions taken.
Wow.
Again, I would hate for a situation where we have to lose a life, and someone has to be injured seriously before action is taken. It should not come to that.
True, man.
We also have a situation in the Pedro River area, the border with Clarendon, where a bridge was destroyed almost 2 years, going 3 years now.
Wow.
A temporary solution was put in place, and it sits on a very treacherous frame of the old bridge.
Wow.
And that too is cause for great concern, and one I know MP Wavell Hines has advocated on, but no action taken as yet.
Wow.
These things show a great disregard for our people.
Yes.
Because you cannot talk about prosperity.
Yes.
You cannot talk about productivity.
Yes.
You cannot say you care.
Yes.
If our people cannot move from point to point.
Yes.
With dignity.
Yes.
With some predictability that the very cars they're trying to take will take them there safely. Now, I too want to speak to the fact that my constituency is host of one of the alternate routes for the highway. The road from Mount Diablo to Ocherius,
yes,
and also the section from Golden Grove to Davistown run through. These roads run through Southeast St. Anne.
Yes.
These roads are alternates to the toll road, and as such should be maintained by the NAA.
Of course.
I am calling on the government to ensure the resources are provided. These resources should be separate and apart from those provided for the other roads that are in the constituency.
Yes, road maintenance. Road maintenance. Yes. Yes, Mr. Kenneth Russell. Yes. Say it again, Lord the boss.
To ensure the resources are provided. These resources should be separate and apart from those provided for the other roads that are in the constituency. It cannot be that the roads that are provided to ensure that those who cannot pay the toll have a safe and easy passage are competing with the resources provided for the other local roads.
Yes, true, man.
I close with a few questions. The first one, the obvious. Will the date given for the start of the Johnny Spring Road, which is now middle of May, will that be kept?
Yes.
Because so far, we have not seen success in adhering to deadlines that have been given.
Yes.
Can we see faster deployment of resources that have been allocated under the patching programs. The first phase of patching program, for which resources were allocated in November, December of last year, is still ongoing in my constituency. Yet a second round has been announced. And so we need to see expediency when these resources are provided. I want to also ask, because we're told that due to contractual obligations, roads cannot be changed. But if contractual obligations prevent roads from being changed, why aren't contractual obligations requiring the contractors to deliver on time?
Yes.
Because at the moment...
Very, very good question. I like that question. So roads cannot be changed because of contractual agreement. So what is in the contractual agreement that says the contractor has to deliver in a certain time? And if they don't deliver in a certain time, what are the consequences thereof? Is there a surcharge? Do you take back money from them? Can you take them to court? What is the consequences of that? Very good question. Let me hear that again.
I want to also ask, because we're told that due to contractual obligations,
yes,
roads cannot be changed.
Yes.
But if contractual obligations prevent roads from being changed, why aren't contractual obligations requiring the contractors to deliver on time?
Yes.
Because at the moment, that is not happening. The spark which gave such hope to people is now leading to frustration.
My God.
And I tell you, every community that is on Spark, and it's not limited to my constituency, we spend most of our time, a significant amount of our time, saying to communities, hold the strain, it is going to happen. But for how much longer can we do that when our reassurances, our new start dates have not been met time
again? Mighty God.
Them say, every day bucket go to the well, one day
it will drop out. That is it. That is it, my general. Hey, this government I get so serious Jamaican warning from what they know, and them not here no. Territory, big up yourself. Hi Unique, what's up my baby? This government is getting some serious warnings from the other day from the people of Jamaica, and they are not hearing. The government opposition has been giving them some them old people warning there. Yes, and I see them the bucket go when the bottom drop out. Me say the Jamaica Labour Party make it Jamaican people, and I talk about everybody, all the labor right them. If they ever make a bucket drop out. Wanna remember, I don't know if you guys are aware of the prophecy or the vision of this young lady seen Anjones run from out of Jamaica. Put on mask in our bathroom. Talk your my TV plate 2 years ago. Put on one mask. A different skin to like him a different man, And in a suit and go up on one plane, one private plane, and have to run from out of Jamaica, To the people and get mad, The man have to hide and left Jamaica. Imagine that. Imagine the Prime Minister have to hide for left Jamaica. At this the man them push the people, And at the same day bucket go well. The bottom drop out. I hope that them take heed. I hope that it does not go there. I don't want to see this country into flames or any violent erupt because of revolution. I don't want to see it. But if you don't know the right by the people, I want to think about we can't stay there. Let's continue.
There you have it. The pattern is clear that it's not just that work is delayed, but there's uneven implementation of the SPARK program, shifting commitments, poor coordination, and growing
dates have not most.
That the work is delayed, but there's uneven implementation of the SPARK program, shifting commitments, poor coordination, and growing frustration from communities. I want to spend just a moment before we take the questions to highlight that in the second component of the SPARK program, which is supposed to deal with the main road programs, the government is pushing to start that aspect. What we learned at the PAAC is that there are certain criteria that will qualify main roads to be selected by NWA. Some of those criteria include important buildings, roads that connect to other constituencies, high volume roads. So what that means is that in constituencies that are remote, such as South St. James, areas in Southeast St. Mary, in Central St. Mary, even in Central Westmoreland and Central Hanover, Western Hanover, roads will not likely get on this part of Spark because they don't meet the criteria that Spark has set out for the second phase of its program. So communities are being overlooked under Spark 1 and will also be overlooked again under Spark 1A. I also want to spend 1 second to reaffirm the opposition's commitment to any program that transparently and builds in accountability to ensure that people get the services they deserve in this country. So are we against Spark? Not at all. The opposition wants Spark to work.
Of course.
We need Spark to work. We get the complaints. We have to be sitting with the constituents and saying, please, don't block the road, because we want the program to work. We're asking the government to be fair, to be realistic, and to be able to adjust where the need arises. Because right now, Spark needs an injection. And if that doesn't come soon, then I don't know how long we can keep the people from blocking the roads. We're going to open the floor for questions. If you are online, please indicate by using the raised hand icon. If you're in the room and you have a question, please indicate by raising your hand. Then when you get the microphone, state your name, your organization, and proceed with your question after you have been identified. While we wait for the phone lines to open, I want to say to the residents in South St. James, Bottom Road, Cambridge, Richmond Hill to Mafuta, Brothers Retreat, Horse Guards, Cat Skin, Malton Road, Brissett Road, Old School Road in Niagara, Old Jackson Road, Comfort Hall to Wales Pond Road. Help us to get the message to the government that you need Spark to actually come to these communities, because you were promised and you're looking for Spark to come to their community. We will now open the phone lines for Christopher. Christopher, please unmute your phone and go ahead with your question.
Yes, good morning. Christopher Thomas here from the Cleaner. Can you hear me clearly?
Hearing you clearly.
Okay. Just want to seek some clarification as to a point that Ms. Miller would have raised when she was speaking as it relates to the contractors. I want to find out if this is something that is also across the board, right? But specifically, is it a case where the contractors, when they get the job, they do portion here, do portion next week, do portion the following week? So is it anything like that? And what's the response when you ask about this?
Okay, we're going to invite Mrs. Miller Bennett to speak to her experience in Western Hanover.
So the difficulty that we're having is that the contractor starts, they stop. You don't know when they're coming back. You don't know when they're leaving. Workers, they employ workers, and workers don't know. So when they come to you, you don't know what to say because there's no communication. So yes, the work starts, it stops, but nobody communicates when it's going to start back or when what is happening. So I know other constituencies complain of the same problem over in East Hanover. Equipment mobilized in a particular area, expectations, the residents expect the work to start, but then what happens? Equipment is moved, they're sitting there, workers ready to start, and they move the equipment without communicating, without telling you. They ask you for liaison officers. You give them liaison officers, but they're not communicating with the liaison officer. The liaison officer, they're left in the dark. The contractors don't speak to them.
Wow.
And so they don't know.
A little nuanced in mind, but same outcome. I think at the policy level, there may have been some issues or poor communication. So a lot of the stops and starts in Central St. Mary have been because contractors, based on the conversations with my liaison, were told to begin roads that did not have pipes leaking or did not need pipe replacement. But based on community knowledge, these were actually communities that had leaks prior to the project coming on the street. So I think whatever was communicated to the contractors who came in Central St. Mary would have caused them to have to do significant stop and start because they had to stop, wait, get some amount of materials locally. When it ran out, they had to wait again for materials to come in, and that is what would have contributed to the 15-month and counting delay between the start of this 2 kilometers of road and where we are now.
Wow.
So there you have it. And even in the case of South St. James, the one road that has been started, which is Brissett Road, stop for a long time and still waiting. That's it for us this morning from the Office of the Leader of the Opposition. Thank you for joining us. Please follow us on Twitter, TikTok, Facebook,
One
Instagram,
question alone.
at Jamaica PN.
So the PNP was so comprehensive, not even ocean-wide could have asked one question. Mighty God. Normally they would have come with some crap in it. Oh, because I'm not going in there today. And that's why ocean-wide now no question for ask. That's a fix on the man.
Better tap up that screen and share.
But the labor right, we know one, you know.
I sell snacks in a class. Ellen got in Westmoreland.
Listen to this.
See that, Andrew? I try to show you, Mr. Andrew, sir. I tell you something, sir. But you don't understand. Because you can relate to where we are going through right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to ask if you could ever relate to nothing at all where we are going through. Because right now, if I check your makeup, you don't have a scar upon it. Andrew, you look like a man who never dropped from him band. You don't look like you ever run a race in your life and drop up yet. Mr. Andrew, sir.
Which one, see?
Last time now me I come to you, Mr. Prime Minister, sir.
Yeah.
There is a constant reminder here in Westmoreland. It's a constant reminder, sir. Everywhere you go, it's blue tarpaulin, sir. Everywhere you go, it's roofless houses and blue tarpaulin. And let me tell you something, Mr. Andrew Holiness. We can't ever, in my sense, comprehend why the government of Jamaica hate the people them so. You understand? We don't know why the government of Jamaica hate the people them so. What we do you in a life, every time your election come, people vote for you. And all you do, Mr. Holiness, is dish your shit. You know, some of they are hope, you know, myself say. Sir, you would have did prove me wrong. I was hoping that you would have proved me wrong, you know, sir. People always have a bunch of story and talk. To politician, I mean, always want my own experience because people experience and my experience is two different experiences of holiness. And I was hoping that you would have proved me wrong. You come to Westmoreland, you shake me hand, you promise me say everything I got alright. Mr. Andrew Holiness, everything not alright, you know, sir. Everything is not okay, sir. You understand? There's a constant reminder of the disaster everywhere you go. It's like yesterday or 2 weeks ago it's time past because it's fresh still. No, we're not clean up nobody. Mr. Holiness, we're not trying to make you look bad enough, sir. Are you a self-destruct? Because I'm going to tell you something, sir. You see, people come from overseas, come do more than what you do since it's done. You see your company media say you don't want to see people them a line up and a beg and a haul and pull for food, Mr. Andrew. I mean, Mr. Andrew's Holiness, sir, I don't see you do nothing better. Everything that you comes with, everything that you come with chaos and it come with complication. Sir, everything where you come with no make no sense. I mean, need the people them where clean the office. We need them to retire and give some new people space and time to clean the office and put some courage on the seat. So no not sit.
The old labor right them for go. The labor right them a call for old labor right then going up. When I realize what going on. The old labor right them. The labor right, the support of them is asking for the old what do you call it? Dinosaur labor right them for going up. The one that went there from Siaga days, you know. Who that from Wapikil? Man, that's from Wapikil, you know. Yes, even the labor right them a call for that. Can you imagine? The labor right supporter them a call for the younger people and get some you know, put them mark on the thing, you know. But what? Remember say Jamaica Labour Party, you know, man. Thieves never love to see thief with long bag, you know. Yeah, man.
So do not sit so comfortable because I feel like when I sit too comfortable now, every time when I go around that big table there, and I sit down on that chair there, and I make some stupid decision. It's a holiness. We can't love who no love we serve. You understand? And respect go shit in our face and expect say.
Mighty God.
We are going to take it. You understand? I am one of those, sir,
Yes.
who was waiting patiently and now put no God on your name. Right now I bury you, want me bury your name,
Bury
sir.
him, baby,
Because
bury
you give me
him.
all the dirt I need to pour on you, sir. You made a promise. You understand? Not only to me, but the Jamaican people, them.
That's right.
And until now, Mr. Holiness. Until now, sir, we sick and tired.
Yes.
We not gonna stay quiet no more,
No,
Mr.
baby,
Holiness,
Bolo.
sir. We not stay quiet no more, sir.
Yes.
Me a law-abiding citizen of Jamaica, me work hard.
Really?
And the people that over foreign send money come for your help, where you not help with, sir.
Mighty
But you not
God.
ask me, I tell you, you don't know nothing about hard life.
Jamaica, when you hear the labor right, the rock store labor right. Woman say Andrew get money from foreign for help them and he not help the people. I know me see so. And the labor right them say so. Yeah, a star girl that you know. That audio is forever immortalized. Me not stop play. Me not stop play from time to time.
Me sound no better tap up that screen and share. You think at this time, me tell you if Westmoreland and Galang so you can imagine when me stir up in a Central Kingston.
Talking about Central Kingston, there has been an update now, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know if you don't know. There has been an update in Central
Enemy
Kingston.
of your enemies, man.
There has been an update of Central Kingston. Not only that, there has been an update in the Jamaica Labour Party in terms of the structure. Listen to this.
How about acting as if
All right.
persons are saying loans to borrow from
Alright.
build back businesses.
Listen to
The
this.
Naira money is for my business entities and my investors to have loans to borrow from. Yeah. Well, Jamaica, just when you thought you would have heard and seen it all, here are the comments to what persons are saying about the Labour Party. Yeah? Somebody say, son of the Punkus, I know you feel like you are doing something good, but you aren't. You did it with the MP the other day, and here you go again. You're acting as if you want to destroy the Labour Party. You're not helping Terence Morrison. You're only pushing her further away.
Wow.
So Babs is mixing with Gleaner, but you are Cartel biggest fan. I don't see anyone tell you can't big up your artist. And Cartel is one of the backers of the PNP. Stop spreading misunity with Morrison. Time will come. Being popular is not everything.
Watch out. A war.
Say, all is not well in the Labour Party, you know.
A war, this is not the Labour Party, you know. War, this in the Labour Party. Another war. Weeping and moaning and gnashing of teeth. My God.
He said, it's a lot you don't know. Babsy must retire now. She's what? She's the one not helping the party.
Wow.
Some of your labor rights put the D in dons. Another thing I notice about another set of labor rights is that they are afraid of the facts. Hence, they don't like to hear it. Babsy is
playing. Me not tell the lie. Jamaica, you see when they read that post on Facebook, J. Brian is not telling a lie. No. They really put the D in a dunce for you. It's bad. It's really bad. And you know, when I unfortunately, I was listening, well, let me rephrase that. I was listening to J. Brian's show, and unfortunately, a labor right came up. And let me tell you something. The amount of nonsense that this brother was talking. Right now, me have one video for post with him and chat me nonsense. I kid you not. Me say me have to document this nonsense here and react to it. Because they really put the D in a dance, Jamaica. It's bad. It's bad for true. I'm not telling no lie. It's bad. Them fi stop it. Them fi stop it. I'm wonder if some of them don't know. I believe that they're being. I believe they are, them just want to get you angry when them chat the foolishness of them talk. They want to get under your skin, you understand? Because you can't believe that somebody can so done with you, brother. And so unreasonable to the people in plight. You feel me? Yeah. It really bad, man. I'm not telling you that, but let's continue. Let's continue. I'm soon gone.
In currency to the curb and labor right don't see that ways a jackass. Currency haven't been given the opportunity to represent the ministry nor the government at any function, even if Babsy sick. She still drag her half-dead self gone same way instead of sending a fit and vibrant currency. Me tell you no. Listen, the Labour Party a mash up in the third term. I don't know, believe me. Jamaica is not done yet, you know. You want to know, look and read for yourself. Yeah? The Jamaica Labour Party on full display. The same son of the Punkos. Look you now. When me tell you say Rosie done with them in a central Kingston, oh no, believe. Look at what this Labour right is saying about them own. Unukuya. Rosalie Hamilton. I was waiting on your mother dog, kuya, mother cow, pum, big old Rosie, with half a south gunman, them dig out your thinking pokey. Rosie, when no ramba, blum, people partner money. You buy gun, man.
Hey, I only buy bad with them in my omit, you know. But they another text there, you know. I edit bad with them, you know. You don't want to see post by you on Facebook. This I read from the post.
Put you in your big dungeon, pum. Rosie, your pum. Your pum. Have dirty water and run out like down a town.
Yeah, they.
You did thing.
Are they own them at all like that, you know? These people are disgusting, man. I have never spoken about a female in that regard. Never, ever. Never. And that lady took a bullet for the Jamaica Labour Party. She took a bullet for the Jamaica Labour. You would think that she would get some level of respect in the party. But there's no honor among thieves, ladies and gentlemen. You have to remember that. There's no honor among thieves. You understand? Yeah. Terrible, man.
Donovan go saka your pum. No, the man of claws. He's pure roach and rat. Dug out your pum. I see him where your mother used to walk and dug out the Lord Jesus. This is the labor right, you know. Them business past social media. And when them done, them say them I love woman. These are the men that your daughters want to open their legs to. The likes of son of Punkus. Lester Gill.
Wow.
Hey, Mrs. Escobar. Yes. Lester Gill, otherwise known as son of the Punkus. And at them are your currency Marison Ave, a Bakar. These are the bloggers that Eroy Clark stand up in the Honorable House of Representatives and say, I want to give special mention to them and those like a Lester Gill.
Jamaica. No, man, you don't have to go find that clip there. Now go find that clip there now. Me, I have to go find that clip there with Eroy Clark to see if him really mentioned this person here, Lester Gill, or son of Punkus. Wanna give me a second there, Jamaica?
Can you imagine, Daniel? This is Rosalie Hamilton. I mean, I want to feel like it's so long time something. This was posted over the weekend. Yeah, so a recent something this me I talk about. Son of Punkus, Jamaica Labour Party blogger, come out and look at how this young man spoke to the sitting councillor. Look at how this Jamaica Labour Party blogger,
to our social media warriors like Keisha Mack, Alex Higgs, Selena, Oral Campbell, Bridget Watson, Donna Van de Paz, Black Italian, Jay Brown, Alex Jano, Mr. and Mrs. Dottyman, Chopper John West from the Chopping Block, who is our personal Ian Harding. I know that 85% or so of us sitting in Parliament.
Alright, so I never hear that them on their name specifically. Let's move on.
Jamaica Labour Party blogger, speak about the councillor Rosalie Hamilton, 67-year-old woman who have suffered, who have picked up numerous gunshots for the Jamaica Labour Party, and this is how the Labour Party chose, to treat Rosalie Hamilton.
Terrible, man.
One of them day I go get Rosie Man Panya, you see. Why name Yo-Yo? Where the Central Kingston people are Yo-Yo, I go and get Yo-Yo Panya, Yo-Yo love chat, because you know they deported them. When you see them deep them and then come in, they love chat. And some of the woman, we don't hear the old accent and the American accent to no hook, no crutches. Only down at Central Kingston, especially on comrades, only can make people like a Yo-Yo speaking on our ears and turning in a fool. Red Town Division have to come home to the PNP and I don't make sure talk it now, you know. I see some of our comrades are good on essential, go enough up on yourself, but to know a walk up and down. And they said for some of you see, and they said for some of we know who we are bring down a Red Town. Yeah, we just a wait for river. I don't know a river they wait for sign the document, you know. Remember river, you're not. Jamaica Labour Party blogger, speak about the councillor Rosalie Hamilton, 67-year-old woman who have suffered, who have picked up numerous gunshots for the Jamaica Labour Party, and this is how the Labour Party chose to treat Rosalie Hamilton. One of them day I go get Rosie Man Panya, you see. One name Yo-Yo. Where the Central Kingston people are Yo-Yo, I go and get Yo-Yo Panya, Yo-Yo love chat, because you know they deported them. When you see them deep, them and then come in, they love chat. And some of the woman, we don't hear the old accent and the American accent to no hook, no crutches. Only down at Central Kingston, especially on comrades, only can make people like a Yo-Yo speaking on our ears and turning in a fool. Red Town Division have to come home to the PNP and I don't make sure talk it now, you know. I see some of our comrades are good on essential, but enough for myself go to know a walk up and down. And they said for some of our, you see, and they said for some of our. We know who we are bring down a Red Town. Yeah, we just a wait for a river. I don't know a river they wait for the sign. The document, you know. Remember, River, you're not going back down a Red Town. Me don't know if you don't get the memo, but you're not gonna be that candidate down a Red Town. So kindly show your support. And I want to launch me candidate name, but the one we know who down there have the good business and the good bar and the good cook shop and the good supermarket
And you talk about good. Help me with the live goal, ladies and gentlemen. Help me with the live goal on Bolo VNR 2.0 on YouTube, and help me with the live goal on TikTok as well. The live goal is pinned. Go and shoot up a place with some money gun. Brr. On TikTok, yeah? Alright, so let me just...
The time. Alright. So we will do an interim report. What say all of us?
Hey, Madam Speaker.
Come on, family. Sure.
That this
Come on, family. Yeah, man.
agreed by
Yes, time for Mr. Anthony Hilton.
Equity and time. I would like to make special welcome the students here in support of the presentation of the member from St. Andrew Western. The students from Edith Dalton James High School, welcome to the houses. I also see Senator Keisha Anderson. I'm sure she's also here in support of the member for his sectoral presentation. Welcome to the houses. Members, please make welcome the member from St. Andrew Western, who will now make his presentation to the sectoral debate.
Madam Speaker, permission to speak from a seat other than my own. Yeah. Permission to speak.
Permission granted.
Thank you. Madam Speaker, I rise at the beginning of my 7th term in this honorable House to make my presentation in the sectoral debate as opposition spokesman on industry, trade and global logistics. No one can achieve this milestone alone, Madam Speaker. The persons on this journey to be thanked are too numerous to mention, and I don't have the time that the speaker before me does. But I begin by thanking my God, from whom all blessings flow.
That's right.
Then I would thank my family, broadly, Madam Speaker. First of all, my direct family, my daughter, Nile, who is today sitting her CXC exams, and her mother, who I understand choose to be near her today. I want to recognize my other family, both politically in the political party and in the House as a whole, my colleagues on both sides of the House, of the aisle. I thank my party leader, my golden leader of opposition, for giving me the opportunity to shepherd this portfolio once again. Madam Speaker, I thank everybody, my councillors who are here and my constituents who are here, but I know they understand in the interest of time, I need to move on. But before I do so, I want to especially thank Ms. Keisha Anderson, my assistant, who made a special effort to be here this afternoon. So thank you, Keisha, for being here.
Big up Keisha Anderson.
Madam Speaker, there are moments in the life of a nation that demand more than the management of the present. They demand vision, courage, and leadership, willing to confront the future honestly, while positioning a country to benefit from what is coming next. This, Madam Speaker, is one of those moments. Jamaica stands at a decisive turning point in global economic history. The architecture of international trade and investment is being redesigned at an extraordinary pace. Supply chains that took decades to build are now being dismantled and redrawn. Entire industries are relocating. New manufacturing corridors are emerging, and strategic alliances are being redefined. The decoupling of the world's two largest economies, the reshaping of global commerce, and creating opportunities that will either be claimed within the decade or lost for generations. And of course, we here in Jamaica have critical infrastructure and an economy to reconstruct in the aftermath of Hurricane Melissa. At one extreme, Madam Speaker, countries are retreating into isolationism. turning inward and threatening the very fabric of global trade, as we once understood it. At the other, there remains hope for stable, rules-based systems grounded in cooperation, predictability, and mutual benefit. The war in Iran and the growing instability across parts of the Middle East have only intensified global uncertainty and deepened the urgency surrounding economic security and supply chain resilience. But let us be honest with ourselves, Madam Speaker. The world is not returning to what it was. What is emerging instead is a more fragmented and competitive global economy, reorganizing into powerful regional blocs, where countries are aggressively positioning themselves to secure supply chains, attract investment, dominate strategic industries, and strengthen regional influence. Other nations, some smaller than Jamaica and with fewer natural advantages, have already made strategic decisions about where they intend to compete. Costa Rica did so in biotechnology and medical devices. Panama did so in logistics and financial services sectors. The Dominican Republic is doing so now in nearshoring and light manufacturing. They are not waiting for certainty or a settled world order. They are moving with urgency because they understand that nations positioning themselves early will shape the next era of prosperity, while those that hesitate will spend the next generation watching. The question before us today is simple. Where is Jamaica positioning? Where is Jamaica positioning itself within this new global reality? Madam Speaker, Jamaica possesses the geographic location, the human capital, the English-speaking workforce, and the proximity to some of the largest consumer markets on earth. We sit astride one of the busiest shipping corridors in the world. We possess a globally recognized cultural influence. We have entrepreneurial people, strategic assets, and enormous untapped potential. But potential without strategy is merely an unrealized opportunity. This is the central indictment of this budget, and it is the central challenge I place before this honorable House today. This government, Madam Speaker, has become very comfortable celebrating numbers. It celebrates fiscal discipline. It celebrates stability. It celebrates the growth of Jamaica's net international reserves. And while those things matter, and while macroeconomic discipline is necessary, the Jamaican people are not living inside spreadsheets. They are living in communities where food and fuel prices continue to rise, where wages struggle to keep pace with the cost of living, and where opportunities for upward mobility feel increasingly out of reach. Young professionals are beginning to question whether Jamaica still offers them a future worth investing in. And too many families are struggling simply to maintain stability in their daily lives. And so the question before this honorable House is not merely whether the government can balance accounts. The real question is whether the economy is producing prosperity that people can actually feel in their lives. Jamaicans cannot eat fiscal credibility. They cannot pay mortgages with macroeconomic statistics. And they cannot build businesses from press releases. The Jamaican people deserve more than mere stability management. They deserve a serious national growth strategy. Capable of producing resilience, opportunity, productivity, and long-term prosperity. Madam Speaker, many of us are familiar with the business parable, who moved my cheese? Its lesson is simple, but profound. Change is inevitable, and those who fail to adapt will inevitably be left behind. Today, as we continue the sectoral debate on the 26-27 budget, I ask this government a very simple question. You clearly see that the cheese has moved. So where is the strategy to find it? Where is the strategy to find the cheese? On this side of the House, we are fair in our assessment. The fiscal consolidation undertaken over the last decade has been substantial. Debt to GDP ratios have declined. Primary surpluses have been sustained. Inflation management has improved. Macroeconomic stability has been real and hard won. Both administrations deserve measured credit for maintaining that discipline because the sacrifices required to achieve it were significant and felt by the Jamaican people. But stability, Madam Speaker, is not development. Stability is simply the foundation upon which development must be built. A stable foundation only matters if something transformative is eventually constructed upon it. And after 10 years, the level of structural transformation Jamaica requires has simply not materialized. The evidence is all around us, Madam Speaker. Manufacturing's contribution to GDP has not significantly expanded. Value-added exports have not meaningfully grown. The trade deficit has ballooned. We remain heavily dependent on tourism, bauxite, and remittances, the same pillars supporting the economy a generation ago. The BPO sector, once heralded as a major source of middle-class opportunity and employment growth, has plateaued and now faces an existential threat from automation and artificial intelligence, a threat this budget barely acknowledges. The logistical hub remains more an aspiration than implementation. Vision 2030, now beyond its midpoint, has seen key structural targets quietly deferred, delayed, and abandoned altogether. Madam Speaker, let us speak honestly about this budget itself. What the Minister of Finance delivered was essentially a hurricane recovery report presented as a growth budget. While we acknowledge the devastating impact of Hurricane Melissa, $12.2 billion in losses, US dollars, nearly 57% of GDP, lives disrupted and livelihood destroyed, acknowledging the crisis is not the same as articulating a strategy for transformation. The Jamaican people deserve more than crisis management. They deserve a coherent plan for growth and national advancement. And the pressures facing ordinary Jamaicans continue to intensify. When oil is trading at nearly US $100 a barrel, while this budget was built on the assumption of US $60 per barrel.
Crazy.
Someone will pay that difference.
Of course.
It will not be the minister seated on the government benches.
It's the people.
It will be the single mother filling her gas tank.
Yes.
It will be the farmer trying to operate his irrigation pump.
Yes.
It will be the small manufacturer watching electricity costs consume already narrow profit margin. Mm-hmm. These are the realities confronting Jamaicans every day.
That's right.
Realities that cannot be solved by macroeconomic talking points alone. Then we come to MSMEs, the small businesses employing the majority of working Jamaicans. Once again, we heard recycled commitments, verified supplier lists, simplified registration systems, procurement set-asides. We have heard these promises repeatedly over the years.
My God.
The government may be inclined to point to NARA and FAST as the solution, but those are hoped-for delivery mechanisms, not a comprehensive national growth strategy. And the benefits of NARA and FAST for businesses investing less than US 15 million are highly questionable. Madam Speaker, 1 or 2% growth after a natural disaster is not transformation.
No.
It is survival.
Yes.
It is survival.
Yes.
Jamaica deserves more than endurance.
That's right.
It deserves direction.
That's right.
Discipline without direction ultimately becomes endurance without destination.
Mighty God.
And the Jamaican people, Discipline without direction ultimately becomes endurance without destination, and the Jamaican people have endured long enough without seeing the level of transformation their sacrifices were supposed to produce.
True.
Madam Speaker, Jamaica has for decades functioned primarily as a trading economy rather than a productive one. We import heavily, distribute locally, and export far too little beyond raw materials and services.
True.
This did not happen accidentally. It emerged from deliberate policy choices that consistently favored those who trade over those who produce, those who import over those who manufacture, and those who distribute over those who build. The barriers facing manufacturing are not simply regulatory. They are structural. Energy costs remain among the highest in the region. Trade policies continue to favor import dependency over domestic production. Industrial clustering necessary for achieving scale and competitiveness remains underdeveloped. Bureaucratic delays continue to frustrate productive investment. Access to affordable trade financing remains limited. The result is an economy that protects entrenched commercial interests while linking productive expansion and constraining the ambitions of manufacturers, exporters, and entrepreneurs who want to build and scale within Jamaica and the region. While in opposition, Madam Speaker, the opposition sought to change this trajectory through the logistical strategy, a framework designed to transform Jamaica into a globally competitive logistics and production center. It was not merely a slogan. It was intended as a comprehensive economic transformation strategy, linking ports, manufacturing, transportation, logistics, technology, and global trade into a unified framework capable of positioning Jamaica as a major regional player in the future economy. Yet, after 10 years, implementation has stalled. According to the World Bank's Logistic Performance Index, Jamaica now ranks 79 of 139 countries, some 27 places lower than in 2014.
What?
That is not progress. It is a regression.
Wow.
Jamaica does not need to limit itself to producing only local raw materials. We can become a value-added manufacturing and logistics platform for the region and the wider hemisphere, assembling, processing, packaging, and exporting goods into global markets. Reverse the trade deficit and you reverse the brain drain, Madam Speaker. But achieving that requires coordination, urgency, infrastructure investment, policy alignment, and above all, strategic direction. Instead, agriculture and agro-processing remain chronically underfunded, manufacturing remains constrained, and trade policies continue protecting merchant interests over productive growth. The result is an economy serving a few while limiting the aspirations of the many.
Wow.
And that is why the middle class increasingly feels squeezed. That is why young professionals increasingly feel uncertain about their future here. That is why so many talented Jamaicans continue leaving. Too many no longer believe the economy is structured to reward production, innovation, entrepreneurship, and long-term investment. Madam Speaker, the Minister's financial sector reform, including raising pension fund investment limits in private equity from 5% to 7.5%, are not without merit. With pension funds holding approximately 847 billion in invested assets, this could unlock significant capital within the Jamaican economy. But capital without strategy, Madam Speaker, is not development. But Jamaica's problem has never been the absence of savings. Our problem has been the failure to channel those savings into industries capable of expanding exports, creating skilled jobs, driving productivity, and producing long-term economic transformation. The budget speaks extensively about reserves, buffers, capital adequacy, and financial regulation. Far less is said about export diversification, industrial upgrading, logistics reform, innovation policy, digital transformation, workforce development, energy competitiveness, and productivity growth. That imbalance matters deeply because the country cannot save its way into prosperity. Reserves preserve stability, but investment builds wealth. Stability without productive expansion ultimately becomes stagnation managed efficiently. In that context, Jamaica must seriously consider establishing a sovereign wealth fund, especially if the buzz about commercial oil, gold, and rare earth elements ever materialize. Countries that successfully transition from stabilization to prosperity do exactly this. They convert national savings or depleting natural resources into productive national assets, capable of generating long-term returns and strategic development. Imagine what such a fund could support in Jamaica: industrial and logistics expansion around the port of Kingston, manufacturing growth within the Montego Bay Free Zone, integrated logistics infrastructure surrounding Norman Manley and Sangster International Airports, modern irrigation systems and agro-processing expansion in St. Elizabeth, industrial growth corridors across Clarendon, Manchester and St. Catherine.
Right.
These are the kinds of strategic investments that produce long-term national productivity and sustainable economic growth. Yet, this budget contains no comprehensive industrial strategy, no logistics roadmap with measurable targets, no structural export diversification plan, and no robust framework for integrating Jamaican producers into global value chains. Meanwhile, manufacturers continue battling high energy costs, bureaucratic delays, and limited access to affordable trade financing. And all of this is happening while the nearshoring window steadily closes around us. Madam Speaker, the global realignment triggered by US-China decoupling is already redistributing manufacturing investment. Mexico, Vietnam, India, Costa Rica, and the Dominican Republic are aggressively positioning themselves to capture that investment. Independent assessments suggest that the primary nearshoring window may close within 3 to 5 years as major investment decisions become unlocked. Countries acting with urgency will secure industries, jobs, and long-term growth. Countries producing only policy papers and studies will watch those opportunities pass them by. Jamaica cannot afford to be left standing at the terminal while other nations board the flight.
Yes.
Madam Speaker, this government has spent years promoting the ambitions, making Jamaica the logistic hub of the Western Hemisphere.
That's true.
I support that ambition. I've championed it for 14 years because I believe Jamaica possesses the location, infrastructure, potential, and strategic advantages necessary to become a major logistic and trade platform within the region. But ambition must be matched by capacity, execution, and credibility. The contradiction at the center of this administration logistics vision is simple. A government struggling to move people within the Kingston metropolitan area efficiently cannot credibly claim it is ready to manage the logistics of the hemisphere. We cannot organize reliable transportation systems for our own citizens. How can we seriously expect investors to believe we are prepared to coordinate sophisticated global supply chains? And nowhere was this contradiction more painfully exposed than after Hurricane Melissa. Madam Speaker, I watched, as all of us did, while the government's logistical systems struggled under pressure. Recovery materials and supplies entered the island within days. Yet, months later, significant quantities of relief goods and building materials remain trapped within inefficient systems, delayed by weak coordination, customs bottlenecks, and poor logistical management. Communities devastated by the hurricane continued waiting while supplies sat in warehouses and ports. And what happened next was both inspiring and deeply troubling at the same time. The Jamaican people stepped in where the system failed. Community groups organized relief distribution. Churches became supply centers. Fishermen used their boats to reach isolated communities. Taxi operators formed convoys to transport supplies. Citizens coordinated recovery efforts through WhatsApp groups and social media networks. Ordinary Jamaicans mobilized themselves with extraordinary compassion and efficiency because they understood that their fellow citizens could not wait indefinitely for bureaucracy to function. The people became the logistic hub. The people became the supply chain. The people were resilient. But they did so despite the system, not because of it. And 6 months later, many affected communities were still waiting for assistance that should have reached them months earlier. That failure matters. That failure matters because logistics is logistics. If a government cannot effectively manage the logistics of compassion during a national emergency, how can it credibly manage the logistics of global commerce and industrial expansion? So I ask this government plainly today, where are the goods? Who is accountable for the delays? Who is paying the demurrage and storage charges? What systems are now in place to ensure this failure does not repeat itself, as it will during the next disaster, because there will be another disaster coming? The Jamaican people deserve answers, not excuses. Madam Speaker, real economic transformation requires more than slogans and promotional campaigns. It requires a coherent national architecture. The government must lead in creating the framework within which private investment can thrive. That architecture must connect parish-level productive corridors so that national industrial zone and international logistic networks. It must align trade policy with industrial policy. It must deliver affordable energy, modern infrastructure, reliable transportation systems, and digital connectivity. It must also ensure that skills development aligns with the industries we claim we want to build. That is what a serious growth strategy looks like, and that is precisely what remains absent from this budget. Madam Speaker, 1 year ago, I stood in this honorable House and outlined a framework we call Jamaica 4.0. It was not a speech crafted for headlines or political theater. It was intended as a roadmap for growth, competitiveness, and national transformation. Today, I do not rise simply to repeat that vision. I rise to ask whether Jamaica has moved any closer to building it. On this side of the House, we believe Jamaica's next phase of development must focus on practical, achievable initiatives that deliver visible benefits while laying the foundation for long-term transformation. Central to that vision is unlocking the productive powers of Jamaica's MSMEs. Small and medium-sized businesses cannot continue operating at the margins of the economy while carrying so much of the burden for employment and innovation. Madam Speaker, in successful economies, MSME growth is supported by integrated ecosystems in which financing, logistics, digital platforms, technical support, and market access work together cohesively. That is why we support the creation of a national MSME growth and export program capable of delivering low-interest production-linked financing, shared manufacturing and agro-processing facilities, and embedded support for packaging, standard certification, digital commerce, and export readiness. But beyond that, Madam Speaker, we must repurpose national infrastructure to support entrepreneurship and production. One powerful example is the transformation of the Postal Corporation of Jamaica into a national MSME incubator and e-commerce platform. Our post offices should no longer exist merely as traditional mail facilities. They can become digital business hubs, export gateways, fulfillment centers, and logistical support systems serving entrepreneurs in every parish across Jamaica. In partnership with the private sector, this could significantly reduce one of the greatest barriers facing small businesses, the lack of affordable access to logistics, payment systems, technology, and market connectivity. At the same time, the Jamaica Business Development Corporation must evolve beyond administration and become a true market maker capable of securing international retail partnerships, expanding Things Jamaican shelf space globally, and helping local businesses access blended financing opportunities. Real prosperity will not come from a handful of large firms alone. It will come from empowering thousands of Jamaicans to produce, innovate, scale, and export.
Of course.
Madam Speaker, Jamaica's geographic advantage is real, but geography alone is not enough.
Yes.
We must move decisively to develop logistics parks linked to ports, highways, airports, and zones. And that can attract manufacturing. Special economic zones must become engines of broad-based growth rather than isolated enclaves, disconnected from surrounding communities. Every logistic investment must create opportunities for Jamaican suppliers, truckers, technicians, contractors, and workers. We must also modernize how logistics governance itself operates. The Port Community System, the PCS, established under the logistical framework, must become more than a data sandbox. It must function as a coordinating mechanism, bringing together customs, shipping lines, freight forwarders, truckers, warehouses, terminal operators, and regulators. I call it a logistics council, into a unified and accountable system. Jamaica cannot continue treating annual Christmas port congestion as though it were an unavoidable surprise. Efficient logistics systems are built through coordination, planning, accountability, and data discipline. Madam Speaker, none of this transformation will succeed without workforce readiness and human capital development. I recently attended the opening of several new facilities at Edith Dalton James High School, the only high school in my constituency. What stood out to me was not simply the physical expansion, but the vision demonstrated by the school's leadership. Their programs in logistics and supply chain management, music and entertainment, and barbering reflected an important understanding that education must prepare students for the real economic participation. This is the direction Jamaica must move in. We must train for the industries we intend to build, not simply the industries we inherited from the past. Education, vocational training, and workforce development must align with logistics, advanced manufacturing, digital services, cybersecurity, entertainment, and technology. Productivity, Madam Speaker, begins not in boardrooms, but in classrooms.
Talk to them, my boss.
Finally, Madam Speaker, growth must not bypass communities. It must uplift them. This is why we support the Community Enterprise Link program, ensuring that major industrial and logistics developments create opportunities for surrounding communities through local sourcing, supplier development, access to procurement, mentorship, and community investment. Growth must not remain concentrated among the few. It must be inclusive. It must create pathways into ownership, entrepreneurship, and upward mobility for ordinary Jamaicans across every parish of this country. Madam Speaker, Jamaica's founders did not build this nation so future generations could merely manage decline with administrative competence. They built this country so Jamaicans could prosper within it. They built it so that the nurse trained at the University of the West Indies could build a future here, so that the engineers dreaming of modernizing Jamaica's infrastructure could do so at home instead of abroad, so that young Jamaicans could believe their ambitions were achievable within their own country. The generation now in its 20s and 30s will make a defining decision within the next decade, whether Jamaica offers a future worth investing in, and they will make that decision based not on speeches or slogans, but on evidence. They will judge this country based on whether the economy rewards productivity, innovation, education, entrepreneurship, and hard work. 10 years of fiscal discipline have not produced the level of structural transformation Jamaica requires. The economy is not growing at the rate a nation with Jamaica's assets and strategic advantages should be growing. Yes, I'm wrapping up now. The middle class is increasingly squeezed. Young professionals are increasingly uncertain. 70% of our tertiary educated citizens now live abroad. That is not simply migration, it is a national emergency. The Jamaican people, I'm concluding, the Jamaican people are not asking for recklessness. They're asking for vision proportionate to their potential. They want industries capable of creating opportunity. They want infrastructure supporting development. They want housing they can afford. They want wages capable of sustaining half a page. They want wages capable of sustaining families. They want a government capable of looking at the transformation taking place across the global economy and saying clearly, this is Jamaica's strategy. This is our timeline, and this is our plan for capturing the opportunities emerging before us. Madam Speaker, recovery is necessary. Stability is important. But stability without transformation cannot become the ceiling of our ambition. This side of the House has presented a framework for growth. We have identified the contradiction, we have demanded accountability, and remain ready to help build a Jamaica where prosperity is not the privilege of a few, but the shared reality of the many. So the central question before this House remains the same as when I started. Not surprisingly, whether the budget balances, not simply whether the budget balances, but whether the economy grows, whether industry expands, but whether trade diversifies, whether logistics transform, whether the middle class survives, and whether young Jamaicans still believe their future belongs here. Where is the prosperity, resilience, and growth strategy? Thank you, Madam Speaker.
House Leader.
Ladies and gentlemen, I had to make sure I get that one on record. This is something where we have to go through this speech thoroughly because he mentioned this man is dealing with the innovation and the productivity of the nation. You know. That's what he's dealing with, you know. So, yeah, man, you know. we really have to make sure say we go through that, but I have to record it first. Yeah, as I say, I have to go through that speech there. He mentioned something that catch my ears. He mentioned something about the post office being used as a hub for small business, independent business. You know what clicked to me? You know, we are a creative bunch, we are online. And if the post office could be an area where I can ship items that I want, that I create, like clothing and stuff like that for persons overseas that want to purchase. Jamie, what's up, Jamie? Big up yourself, Jamie. If I climb say JLP must go now, wicked them wicked. Boy, may I tell you never tell a lie about that one. But as I was saying, wait a minute. Reopen that. I just made a mistake. Reopen that. Yeah, there we go.
Their future belongs here.
Sorry about that.
Where it
Alright, so no, okay, so alright, cool, alright, there we go. So yeah, what came to my mind immediately was that, the logistics, having the ability to ship all around the world from the post office in a very quick and fast way. You understand what I'm saying? Like right at the post office. I don't know if you're able to do that now, but that's what came to my mind. But maybe I'm simplifying it too much. Maybe it meant more than that, but that's why I said this speech is something that I have to peruse and revisit. You know how I do over here, ladies and gentlemen, right? So yeah, as I learn, I try to learn. We go through it together. I'll make mistakes, obviously, because I'm not the end all be all of anything. But I promise you, I on this platform, I am never trying to mislead anybody, ever. That's a promise. I'm never trying to mislead anybody. You understand? It's never my intention. I want to make sure that the information is sound and credible. You get me? But anyway, I want to thank you guys for pulling up and being here. You understand? Every last one of you that came, those that went, it is what it is. Those that just come, yeah, those that will watch the replay, appreciate everybody, man. I will be on later. Yeah, 3 hours from now, 10:30, 10:45. Yeah, I'll see you guys then. There's an exclusive coming out, exclusive new information coming out from Pastor Peter Chambers. Ladies and gentlemen, I have not even listened to it yet. It is a 20-minute video. I will be uploading it as soon as possible because those types of messages, yeah. So you guys will hear from me, alright, about that. I'm working on it right now. For persons on TikTok, go subscribe to my YouTube so you can see those videos, alright, and listen them back. Alright, thank you, Sassy, always in the bushes. See you later. Bye. Appreciate y'all.